On this week's Crossing the Vector Line, we talk Top Gear.
I love that show.
No, I mean like top essential video gear to bring on
like
any
this
shoot.
stuff in front
This
of us.
stuff right
Okay, that
here,
makes
exactly.
sense. We'll also discuss the #1 piece of equipment that I think is kind of superfluous.
Really? Stay tuned.
Hi, I'm Braden.
I'm Craig. Welcome to Crossing the Vector Line.
The show that studies the rules of filmmaking and how to creatively bust them.
In a way that's awesome.
So here today, you'll see we have several accoutrements out here. We're discussing what things do you have to take on a shoot every time, besides the camera and the microphones, all that fancy stuff. That's supportive gear, or is it critical gear?
It really is. I consider it just as critical as bringing the camera and the tripod.
Absolutely.
So let's go over some of these things.
Great.
Let's start with C47s, commonly referred to as clothespins. You might think we just bring these to hang our clothes on the line in case we need to, extra change
Gets
clothes
wet
while on the
sometimes.
shoot. No, these things are super handy. You can clip screens and color gels to your lights. You can keep cords out of the way. Really, really handy stuff. They're super cheap. I would recommend just grabbing a handful of those and putting them in your production bag before you head out.
Plus, if you take one of these, do this.
It's good.
So now you have this little method there. It's called a C74. True story. Next up, gaff tape, also called production tape. This is essential for marking interviewees, taping down cables and cords, extension cords. If you have your actor or talent moving, mark out each spot so they know exactly where to go to, so you can make sure that the focus and the follow is consistent. A tape will get the job done.
That's right. You don't go camping without duct tape. You don't go shooting without gaff tape. Can I borrow your car?
What for?
Okay, so typically these are things you're gonna have with you on any shoot just to get there, right? That's essential. Using a key actually to help lock the plate of the tripod onto your camera. You're always like, anyone got a quarter? You need something
Improvised
small and
screwdriver.
thin. A key, it's handy, it's useful. Never leave home without it.
Use this part, not the actual teeth part. If you bend your key, you're stranded on your shoot because you can't get into your car.
Yeah, and asking your client for a ride, not the most professional thing in the world.
Pro tip for you guys.
That one's for free.
I need a ride. No.
So everyone wants to bring extension cords, okay? I like to have an extension cord for every single light that I'm planning on bringing. But also, just as important is a power strip.
Yeah.
I've been on several shoots where I go into the room, this is where we have to shoot it, one outlet, 3 lights. What are you gonna do? Convert that over, bring it with you every time. I'd rather have it and not need it than need it and not have it.
Another really great piece of equipment that I like to bring, one of these guys.
Ooh.
So awesome.
What is it?
No, I mean for real. It's a reflector. When you don't necessarily have the time, the space, or the power for that masterful 3-point lighting setup, use that giant ball of fire in the sky, commonly referred to as the sun.
Oh, that ball. Okay.
Pop up a reflector on the other side of your subject to give a little fill to that key light. Bam.
I'd much rather just set up one of those than bring in a whole lighting setup. If you
Yeah.
just want that natural lighting setting, it's rather than bringing in Kinos with daylight,
Yeah,
reflector it.
I like that.
Reflect it.
Just get out there and reflector it.
Get after it.
Lock that in.
To a C-stand. Holy transitions, Batman.
C-stands, they're big, they're bulky, they're super heavy,
I
cumbersome
hate
to stick into
bringing
a
them.
car,
Yes.
but super handy on a shoot.
We're not just talking about for boom poles or anything else. This, you can attach your reflector to it, obviously. You can block things with it. You can stage things with it.
So many uses for these. I'm still not sure why it's called a C-stand. It looks more like a J-stand, but maybe that one was already copyrighted or something.
Probably. Right after this, we're talking I'm no videologist, and the piece of equipment I think is kind of...
We'll also tell you what's the one piece of equipment we never leave for a shoot without.
This episode is brought to you by Podio, the online and mobile CRM tool that helps you organize your everyday work. It's fast, easy to use, and completely customizable. It's also great for collaborating with your team. Assign tasks, add comments to files, and have discussions right there in Podio. Check them out at podio.com.
I'm no videologist, but a light meter is not crucial to your shoot. You don't actually need it. You've got meters on the camera built into almost any camera that you're using, and you have your eyeballs. You know what looks good. You don't need to get all fancy and
No, because
pretentious
I look
with
at the
your-
behind the scenes of every movie and I see those cinematographers out there and they've got that thing with the ball on the top, and I mean, that's profesh.
For movie productions, sure, because that's especially helpful when you need to record light settings, because if you need to go back and reshoot something and replicate a shot, it's really handy to have those cataloged there for you. But for a normal shoot, it's like, look through your viewfinder, see what looks good. You don't have to get that
That's
fancy.
true, and check it out. You can actually buy some light meter apps for your phone.
For like $30 rather than spending $400 to $900 on a light meter.
That's true,
Not
but
essential.
you're no videologist.
I'm no videologist. So Craig, what's the number one thing you have to take on a shoot besides your diabetes medication because you'll die if you don't have it?
Yeah, dying on a shoot is not very professional. Tell you what,
Or productive?
my smartphone, believe it or not, is what I need to have on every shoot. I've got my shot list on here, my calendar on here, and I even use this thing to kind of test my shot before even unpacking the camera and testing some of the lenses, just to get a general idea of what I'm shooting and where I'm shooting. This thing, I can't leave for a shoot without it. How about you?
Monster Rehab. Next question. What's the one thing that you absolutely have to have on every single shoot? Is it snacks? Is it multiple lenses?
Tell us in the comments below. We want to hear from you.
We'll see you next time across the vector line. Drive away! The children!
One of the less known uses for a C47.
It helps with the beard grooming.
Humor. The trick though is being careful. Oh! As you pull them out. This is
The pain
so
is worth it.
painful.
Dibs on the pizza in the fridge.
No!